We're live. Hey. We are back. It is Wednesday. What's the day, you guys?
The 19th.
December 20th.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
Come on now.
You are here with us down to the conversation. We have been, we took a little bit of hiatus for a couple weeks, but we are back with a new Christmas episode, a fun-filled Christmas episode for everyone tonight. And of course, we're going to be messy as well. 'Tis the season to be messy, right, you guys?
Ho, ho, ho.
But before we get started, everything that we express here today is the views and opinions of us individually. Everything is allegedly.
Allegedly.
So let's get into things. First off, we're all back. Shaq, how are you?
Really happy to be here.
Yeah.
Alive. Super alive, you know.
What have you done for the past couple weeks?
Just continuing to stay alive. You know, I had some health scares, and so it was looking a little dicey, but I've got a clean bill of health here lately.
Amen.
So I am alive and well. So mostly I'm just relaxing. I've taken a small break from work. I'm off through the holidays, and I'm doing absolutely nothing for the first time in a long time, and it's nice.
That is good to hear. Tamar, what about you?
Yo, how y'all doing? Okay, you know, I've been doing good. I'm in a good place. This past couple of weeks have been really busy doing photo shoots. I'm taking a break for the next couple of weeks and just going next weekend. I'm going with a couple of friends. We're going to go to Oklahoma, go to the mountains, and just kind of center ourselves, bring in the new year and a new vibe. We're going to do a little cleansing so we can manifest, you know, some new vibes. So yeah, I'm just excited to be back at the show. It's been a lot of fuckery going on, so we're going to get into it.
All right, awesome. Michael, how are you?
I'm so good. Ashleigh, my ancestors are with me tonight. It's been a couple of weeks, and I am ready to talk.
I'm glad. Marcus, how are you?
Hey, everybody, doing good. We've been experiencing a lot of rain lately, so, you know, I've been very wet. We're staying dry over here, having a good time, so we're ready for the holidays.
Awesome. And our special guest tonight, Daryl, is going to be our special guest co-host tonight. Daryl, how are you?
I've been doing good, pretty busy myself, just a couple of new things going on, which doesn't usually happen around this time, but hey, I'm always lucky and happy for a new experience, so I hope everybody's having a good holiday.
Yes, and we're glad to have you
welcome, Daryl,
with us tonight.
Welcome.
So we have Natasha's in the comments, our co-host. She's not with us tonight. Please pray for her family.
Praying for you, baby. We miss you.
Her dad is under the weather, so she's handling that responsibility. So our prayers go out to her. Mm-hmm. And so let's start with some fun. Let's talk Christmas movies. So I asked everyone earlier this week what your favorite Christmas movie is.
Mm-hmm.
And some of us had the same one, some of us didn't. So let me get to my list here.
I got the best one.
Well, we'll see about that.
And period.
I mean, if it's the same one that I picked, then yeah.
Okay, so first we're going to go with Marcus. Why don't you tell us about your favorite Christmas movie?
My favorite Christmas movie is very random. I have no idea how we got this videotape, but it's Ernest Saves Christmas. It's a 1988 comedy with Ernest. Like, he had like a series of like films, and like in this particular one, he goes on this goofy ass adventure, like trying to save Christmas. He ends up being Santa Claus at the end, delivering the presents. I mean, it's cheesy and campy at its finest, and I don't know. I saw it one Christmas, and every year we just always kept watching it. So I love this movie. If you haven't watched it, check it out. It's super funny too.
Awesome. Shaq, what about you?
The only movie that matters during the holidays, Longest Kiss Goodnight. The Long Kiss Goodnight. And I know, like, Anybody who's seen it or knows of it, when I tell them it's my favorite Christmas movie, they're like, "What?" But I mean, technically, it takes place around Christmas time, and it's in the snow, so that make it a Christmas movie. It's people get blown up, a lot of people die. She's like an assassin, and she killing people. And I watch it with my children every year. My 6-year-old be lit. He be like, "Whoa!" And I mean, I remember last year was the first year when it finally clicked. I was like, I don't think I should be showing this to kids. But they don't really ask no questions. My oldest be like, "Yeah, put it on." And the youngest, he ready. He like, "Man, mommy, she good with them knives." And I'm like, "Yeah." So it's probably not my finest parenting hour, but I mean, Sam Jackson is amazing at it. And Gina Davis used to be that girl. Like, what? So I highly recommend it if y'all haven't seen it. It's the best.
Side note, I don't think I've ever seen Samuel L. Jackson look young, so kudos to this.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He was fine.
And he's so
he was fine as fuck.
And
I mean, Gina was pretty sexy back in the day, too. She maintained her little beauty for a long time.
Yeah.
So you better go ahead. I've never seen this, so I really do plan on watching it. Like, thank you.
So it holds.
Guys,
it's still good.
I got to interrupt you real quick. We all can't talk at once because it's canceling the sound out. So if Shaq and Marcus are talking at the same time, nobody hears anyone. So make sure you're really like trying to watch and see who's going to talk.
It holds up. So y'all go watch. It's still hit.
Okay. So who's next? Michael.
For me, it's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And by the way, I'm still reeling, Shaq, from your dark horse pick. Anyways, let me tell you why. It is the most epic tale of friendship and adventure. And I learned at a young age, bumbles bounce. If I am ever in a situation high in the mountains, I'm going to look for a bumble. Because if I fall off, I'm bounce right back up.
Okay. I didn't get your graphic. I'm sorry, but
honestly, that was you're gonna have to make that one up to me. I don't know how I feel about it just yet.
Tamar.
I didn't send it, but mine is Nightmare Before Christmas.
Ooh.
Okay.
So I am a old school Disney head. I love old school. I like dark comedy, and for me, like dark Disney too has like the best graphics. And Tim Burton is an amazing like writer and director, so that's one of my favorites.
Okay.
Well,
Jail, I didn't get a chance to ask you, but what is yours?
You said me?
Yeah.
So I actually have two, and he just said one of mine, but my other one is A Christmas Story, and I will have it on my TV on TBS, and it just plays all day. But honestly, that is one of my favorite Christmas movies right there. It's just kind of like quintessential. Yes, I love it.
Christmas Story is Britney's too, so that's why.
Oh, wow. Because, they just did one last year, and so now they have a next movie to it where he's older, and I just bought it, so I'm going to be watching that on Christmas.
So did y'all stick y'all tongue on the outside?
No, I'm
like he did. Yeah, we did that. The kids.
Wait, hold on, Ashley. Can you bring that back up?
Hold on.
That image.
Yeah, we definitely
one?
Our tongue.
The one that you just had up, A Christmas Story. Now wait a minute. You found this in like point 2, but we can't get Rudolph on the screen.
Okay.
He already had it.
I didn't download
You
yours.
waste my time, I'll waste a little of yours. Listen, Pretty Pamela gets
Okay,
Okay, so the other people who are here, Brandy, and everyone else, a lot of them said Home Alone. That was a popular one. Home Alone 1 and 2. Those are a couple of mine as well. I also love Love Actually. I think it's one of the best Christmas movies ever made. If you haven't seen it,
So Love Actually is one of my favorites too. How many of the storylines do you think hold though? It's one of those shows you go back and you look back on it and you go, yeah, they wouldn't make it like this today.
And the crazy thing about Love Actually is there was like 4 couples that were cut out of the script for other stories. I don't know if you've seen the deleted scenes.
I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I watched the deleted
But
scene.
yeah, it's a really good movie. And as well, this one, this I used to watch with my grandma and mom early in the 90s. It came out in 91. It was produced by Eddie Murphy. It has all the greats in it. But it's called The Kid Who Loved Christmas. It has Eddie Murphy, Sammy Davis Jr., Cicely Tyson, Esther Roll,
How have I never seen this?
Della
Right,
Reese.
either.
Della Reese. It was actually Sammy Davis Jr.'s last role he ever played.
I don't know how I missed that one because I didn't.
I can't believe I missed this. I'm like so black.
You
Right.
gotta- you gotta watch it.
Now we
It's
about to
really
go
good.
find this. Where's it at?
It's on. You can watch it on YouTube.
My friend got YouTube. It's going down. My friend,
Girl, you have YouTube.
My friend allegedly has YouTube. Allegedly.
Wait, what?
Don't you have
Like the
YouTube? It's
premium?
YouTube.com.
No, you can just watch it on normal YouTube.
Oh, it's just on the free YouTube?
Yeah, yeah,
That's what I mean. I was watching it on the free one.
yeah. It is. So let's get into this docket, you guys. We have a lot to get through tonight. So
Let's do it.
I'm gonna move y'all. I'm gonna push you through. So starting out, we have our girl Nicki Minaj on the docket.
The Queen.
So I posed a question earlier this week in the group. I asked, it seems like Nicki Minaj is she's always angry. She always has to poke the bear or throw some kind of shade. And I'm saying that because Cardi B, everybody knows Cardi B and Offset are going through their things this week. And Nicki just released a whole album last week, but she has time to throw shade at Cardi over
Absolutely.
having her relationship. Let me finish, please. And then, of course, she has something going on with DJ Academics, and she has something going on with DJ Envy. So the question I ask is, why is Nicki so mad all the time? And why does she insist on acting this way? I mean, the industry has already kind of shut her out. She's not going to get that Grammy unless she softens up and starts acting right. So what do we think about this? Shaq, what do you, I mean?
I have so many thoughts, but to keep it concise, I think that her anger is off. Sometimes Nicki is bugging, ain't no doubt about that. But the DJ Envy story is a great example where, you know, he really did get out against her on radio and kind of blackballed her for a bit. And so I do think that sometimes she's ready. You know, I don't think that she's just making stuff up. You know, a lot of her beefs are legitimate beefs. You know, and I think that if you're going to be successful in the female rap game and have longevity, I think you can possibly end up with a bit of a chip on your shoulder, you know, especially if you're a battle rapper and all that. And so, and then I also think it's just real New York of her, and I don't know. She's still relevant, so I think it's working for her. I don't know that I necessarily entirely agree with it all the time, but I mean, I don't think she lies. So, I mean, point out a lie she sold. Can we?
No, I don't necessarily think it's a lie, but I always
she's not really lying.
There's a way you can. There's so many gracious entertainers and humble entertainers.
I don't know successful female rappers. Gracious is the word that comes to mind.
But why does rapper have anything to do with it?
I mean, it's the game. The game is a dirty game, especially to be a female. There's a reason why you find somebody and ask them to name 10 successful female rappers, and it's gonna be tough, right? So, I mean, getting to the top without a bit of a chip, I think that's hard. It's few people who can even compete at her level in rap. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's right. It's just the way she don't win about it. And I think that men with attitudes, we ain't talking about men with attitudes. We talking about a woman with attitude. And I think.
Well, you don't see a lot of men.
Oh, they're terrible.
Well, they hold men and women to different standards.
They're terrible. They're awful.
Michael,
nobody cares.
You know, it's hard to say what the source is. She could be bored, but I'll say this, you know, the older I get, the things that used to piss me off, it's hard to imagine getting fired up at 40, but the same things I was getting fired up at 20 about, right? And so I want to say, honey, that stress we're at an age is going to kill you, you know, so let's figure out how we do this a little differently.
But petty people get attention, though. But petty people get attention,
well,
though.
I guess my question is, you just released a whole album, but you have time to be concerned about somebody else's relationship?
And she got the podcast. Nicki is really good at generating interest in her. even if we talking bad about her, no, what's that saying? No publicity.
All publicity is good publicity.
All good publicity is good publicity. It worked for her.
Tamar, what do you think about this?
Okay, allegedly, she needs to go to detox probably. She's doing a little too some, honey. It's too much. I think for me, I feel like Nicki Minaj is talented. You can't take that away from her. But it comes to a point when you are online doing too much. Like, you just had an album come out. It was okay. I don't feel like it's her best work. A lot of people gassing this album up. It's just too, to me, it's just too, it's on a level where I feel like she should have did better. But this is her work. This is her craft. I just think that she's very obsessed with Cardi B. And I think that she should be focusing more on her music instead of focusing on other people. I mean, she came at Cardi B and Cardi B just dragged her.
Cardi B took her out with one tweet.
She dragged her for filth, and Nicki hadn't
What
seen
was the
nothing
tweet
else.
that she said?
She said,
take your husband to the park and leave him there.
And leave me the fuck alone.
Because she posts, I mean, it's just like, I've been like, Twitter has been going off just between, there are like two main topics right now on Twitter. And I think just like her music, she's not celebrating her music. She's taken away from her music by just attacking people. Billboard, it's like you can't attack these people and then get mad when people are like pulling your albums and people have opinions.
The industry doesn't want to mess with her.
Yeah, so I hope that she go into 2024 in a different mindset. I would love to see her win a Grammy, but we don't know how that's gonna go if she goes into 2024 with the antics. So I don't know. I'm just I don't know. Nicki is a hot mess. She's just a hot mess.
Daryl, do you have anything to say about it?
So I feel like a lot of it is her character as an actress. You know, when she created Nicki, it's kind of like a Miss Doubtfire thing. Like, there really is no Miss Doubtfire 2, because where do you go with certain things at a certain point? Because honestly, I don't feel like the album was that good, even though I like her. But other than that, I really just think it's parts of herself that she's putting out there because that's the characters that she is, not really her real self. And you get tied up in mixing them sometimes. You know what I mean?
Very true. I know Marcus is ready to go. Marcus, what do you have to say?
No, I think Nicki has every right to act like this. I mean, imagine everyone going against you for half of your career, someone putting an industry plan to ruin you, to try to take you out. You know what? You're going to celebrate every moment you can. And you're going to throw in their face that, yeah, you know what? Fuck you. I made it. You tried to blackball me. And you know what? I don't need you. So you know what? I agree. She's letting them know, you know what? You tried everything to stop me, everything to destroy me. And I've broken every record without you. So you know what? If I was in that predicament, I would totally be an asshole and totally show my ass every chance I could. Because could you imagine everyone against you and you still making it? That's a beautiful thing.
All her black
So the question, I guess the question I ask of you is, you're saying I don't need you, I've made it, but she constantly throws shade about not being awarded a Grammy, but still continues to act the same way.
You can have a certain feeling and still act the way you need to act. She's still hurt about that.
So why don't you change it? If you're hurt and you're trying to change this, why not?
Well, who said she's trying to change it? She's just still hurt and acting out. She's already broken all the records that she needs. And she'll get that Grammy with Ice Spice, unfortunately, for that little stupid song they made. But the point is, Nicki has every right to lash out and do what she's doing.
Yeah.
Can I please ask what an implant is? I still am not sure on the term.
A plant. They're basically calling Cardi B a plant. I don't think Cardi B was a plant.
Cardi B is definitely an industry plant. It's when a record company wants to go ahead and take out another star, so they hire someone that's just like them, that they can mimic the person that they're trying to take out. So they took Cardi B from a reality show. So what they've been doing
the whole time that records have been out, you're saying? I mean, because why does Nicki have to be special? She had a nice long time. Most female rappers don't get over a decade of just you getting the control. So if you're salty about that, then in me, I feel like that's a little bit, maybe now something must be going on inside yourself, because how much more can you get when people are against you and you're still winning?
wouldn't you be salty if someone literally hired someone just to take you out and copied your style and got
I
your
would
writers and your
I wouldn't because of this. I'm broke
But
trying
this
to
is
make
the
it right
game.
now. I'm
This
filming my
this is
show. I'm directing my show. I'm creating my show. I'm calling
right.
everybody and putting the things together. And I'm happy at this level because
I
of
was with
this.
you, Marcus.
Tomorrow when I wake up, if I get hit by a truck, yesterday I was happy and I ain't know it. So today I'm
But
happy. And I should be
but
happy with that no matter what it is. And when I have hundreds of millions of dollars, goddamn, if that don't make me happy, if I can't put away the other shit for my hundreds of $1,000,000 and my baby and my man, then I'm probably not going to be happy if I do win a Grammy, even if it's
But
by myself. Is that what it
but
takes?
who are we to say what makes someone happy or not? Everything
But that's what I'm
happiness
saying.
is means
But
by
she's
everyone
doing it
else.
publicly. She's doing it publicly, like the way you just judged, and you care so much about her happiness. That's what I'm
Oh, I
saying.
don't
That's
care
part
about
of
her
her
happiness.
character.
I was answering a
But that's
question.
part of her character, is all I'm saying. That's who Nikki is. It's an actress. And when we watch a show, we either hate the villain or love the good guy, or hate the good guy and love the villain. And she knows how to get her hate and her love, is all I'm saying. So I don't take it that serious because I'm trying to create that right path. And all I'm saying is, hi, producers, I'll take some ass shots and say hateful things too if y'all will come give me some motherfucking money. So what's up? Oops, sorry about cussing like that. But just saying shit.
I want to plant this real fast. She's getting her karma just like she didn't give Little Kim her props. She can't be like big difference like y'all look up to me. Girl, your whole
I'm
aesthetic
with
has
you on
been
that.
Little Kim.
I'll put you on that because
Let's just be real. Nicki Minaj is the exact emulate
Copy.
of Little Kim. But guess what Nicki
At the
Minaj had
beginning,
on Little
yes.
Kim? Nicki Minaj was very commercial. She was very
Yeah, she
able to
had
be commercial.
pockets.
yeah.
Hmm.
So if it's gonna make sense, make it make sense. She cannot be bad at Cardi B. Cardi B ain't doing. Cardi B and Nicki Minaj don't even have the same
I think
stilo.
what Nicki does is very successful, and that's why, despite the industry plants and all that, and her being blackballed and all that, she's still here. We still talking about her. She still makes.
But
And
you
she's
guys, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't really know like the real gossip and what's really going on. You know what I mean? There could be 1,000 other things that we have no idea what's going on, why she's reacting this way.
Well,
Just saying.
I know one thing.
she's
The
still here.
album, I don't think. Well, I won't go there. But yeah,
No, say it. How did you feel about the album?
no, we got to go on. We have like 10 subjects to get through. But there was one song I liked on the album.
Me too.
Out of
One song.
23?
Yeah.
Fuck the club, but
So yeah, let's move on.
I haven't heard it yet.
Speaking of rappers with bad attitudes, Kanye West is in the news again. He recently was at Art Basel in Miami, where he did one of his famous rants where he basically said F-U-C-K Balenciaga, F-U-C-K Adidas, F-U-C-K Jay-Z. He just said F-U-C-K to everyone. Do we think this is because he's about to release this album? Do we think,
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
yeah?
Oh, yeah.
You hear him? He was just ranting against your girl Nicki because she didn't want to clear that sample.
Yeah.
That was a story too. Like, man, Kanye know what he's doing.
Yeah, you know he loves stirring up the controversy right before an album release. So this is just PR at its finest.
You guys know I'm a Kanye stan, but when he's wrong, he's wrong. And I didn't
against Balenciaga. You were mad, huh?
No, I didn't like that. No, I don't like the fact that I don't care what anybody says about a designer. If I want to wear it, I'm gonna wear it. I'm talking about the fact that he wore the KKK
the hoodie.
Yeah,
hoodie out there. I didn't like that at all.
He's always trying to push like racial like shit. It's getting so tiresome at this point. It's like, come up with another gimmick. You know what I mean? Like, we got it.
And I feel the same way. And you guys know I love him, but I feel the same way about Kanye as I feel about Nicki. Like, your attitude is kind of overshadowing your talent.
Your work. Agreed.
Sometimes that attitude can cancel that talent out, and it's like,
yeah.
Same way Tamar, the way Tamar acts, her attitude and her antics cancel talent. How talented.
Right.
Yeah, because she's a beautiful talent.
Yeah.
I just think Kanye West is he's just around people that are just letting him act a fool. And you know, when you got people around you that are yes people, they're gonna say yes because they know that you can get them this and that.
The only person who could control that man is in the grave. That man.
Then his mom, and and I think it's just like he just hasn't like really healed from his mom's death. It's a lot of mental issues that's going on within him, and it's like you can't talk to somebody with that caliber of mental illness.
I think Kanye is fine. The only people who ain't fine with it is us.
Yeah, and that's the guy. He
like
Kanye West.
We just
he knows what he's doing. He's just he's just Kanye West, and he's gonna do the same. Like you just said, Ashley, Nicki Minaj is the same way. They're like doing all these things, and their talent is just getting overshadowed by all the craziness that's going on. But we love crazy. People love crazy. So guess what? People are going to pay for that because a lot of people love that type of
it's getting
shit.
clear.
They like it.
Yeah. Anybody else have anything to say about Kanye or anything on this?
We just gotta pray for him.
Yeah. Well, while we're on Kanye, we can go right over to one of his. Well, not anymore. He's kind of pulling back, but it says according to Hollywood Unlocked, Colorado's Supreme Court has disqualified Donald Trump from the state's presidential primary ballot. So. I'm going to pan to Michael for this. Michael, can you kind of explain what is going on with this?
Yeah, so after January 6th, a number of liberal groups in liberal states filed lawsuits essentially to get at what this lawsuit is getting at, and that the actions that Trump took on that day were treasonous and disqualify him from the presidency. This, to my knowledge, is the first one to reach the Supreme Court in a given state. Not unexpectedly, it broke against Trump here, and the Colorado Supreme Court ruled that he cannot be on the ballot for the state of Colorado. Now, that is largely a symbolic victory because this will be appealed to the United States Supreme Court, and in the interim, the decision is stayed. I think the Republican primaries in Colorado are sometime in the next couple of months. He should be on it. He's on it now. He'll stay on it. This case may or may not be taken up by the U.S. Supreme Court, but I suspect that it may be and that this decision won't stand. So symbolically, a victory for the liberals, but practically zero import.
Right.
Yeah. Just a brief little survey with our little co-host, our group. How are we feeling about the election next year?
It's going to be a hot mess.
Yeah.
I don't feel too. I feel like we are headed towards a Trump win. Is what I feel like we're headed towards.
I do too, and I'm not happy to say that. But we don't have any representative. I'm a Democrat, and I don't think we have anyone representing us with like new ideas, something fresh, something. I mean, we're in a standstill.
I read a really interesting article in the premise the basic the overall summation of the article is that across the board in every country, people are unhappy with leadership, and it doesn't matter who's in power. The minute the Democrats are in power, we're unhappy with them. Then the Republicans are in power, we're unhappy with them. What's going on across the board and across the nation as a whole and across the world as a whole is that people in organized nations are unhappy. Right, its times are hard, and it's getting harder. There's no end in sight. There's no end in sight for inflation. Over in Europe, it's Brexit. Like in every organized country, in every first world country, people are
going through it,
and people are going down. The way that we live is not as good as it used to be, and so people are unhappy. And so in that instance, there is no. If you look at it from that thought process, then whoever is in office, we're always going to be unhappy, and they're just going to keep flipping it, right? So there isn't some special.
I just feel we're like more unhappy than ever right now with both candidates. Like I feel like at least we always can lean to one or the other.
It's also happening in every organized nation right now. Every organized nation right now, look any of them up and look at the ratings for their president or their prime minister or whoever leads their country, and people are unhappy. People are just unhappy across the board. Broke, miserable people aren't happy with anybody in leadership. So using that mentality, I don't think there's anybody special who is right now that's going to change things.
Let's be honest. We all kind of knew going into this, Biden, and he said it, he wanted to be a one-term president.
And he's 81. He should be.
But he didn't forecast Trump running again. And so he said if Trump wasn't running, he probably wouldn't be running again. We really don't have a choice.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, these are our two candidates.
There's nobody who's going to rocket to the top of the charts right now. Who's just going to?
No, it's too late in the game.
It's not going to happen. So it's going to come down to whoever we have. All we really have is our 81-year-old president, and then whoever they have, and we're headed towards the Trump presidency. In my opinion, even if Biden wasn't the way Biden is, I think we still be headed there because everybody's now sick of the Democrats. And
it was flip-flops.
Let's also be honest. I would like to see Nikki Haley. I'm interested in her, what she could do. But I still don't. I guess we're not ready for a woman president still.
Well, I don't think we're ready for a woman president. But if we are, I guess I don't know. She hasn't really caught my attention, and I'm open-minded.
I mean, she has the experience. She has the resume.
She's bought and paid for.
She doesn't. But I mean, what's it? How do you say their name? Coach Cock? Aren't they the ones behind her now? So.
Oh, I don't know.
All big businesses behind her. You know, she's a part of the war machine. So if you want more endless war, vote for Nikki Haley.
Yeah. I mean, once she got the cosign from them, I don't think we have any good options.
Well, you know what? Get out and vote anyways.
Well, your local elections are what matters.
Yeah.
Because you can vote for somebody else. You don't have to vote for Trump or Biden. There's other people on the ballot if you know who to restore. But just vote. That's the point. Exactly.
I'm a local voter myself.
Vote locally. Your local laws make such a fucking difference. Make sure you vote. Check the ballots. Make sure you read who you're voting for because it makes such a difference, guys.
You know the thing that most affects us on a daily basis? Potholes. You better be voting for the people.
Okay, right, to fix the potholes. I can't lie. Look, I used to be friends with somebody whose dad was in control of potholes in the little town that we lived in called Parchment, and we had some good roads when I tell you, and he used to get bonuses and stuff like that from the people just for keeping the streets nice. So, I mean...
Hit a good pothole.
I haven't hit a pothole in a while.
Man, listen.
Do you drive?
One good pothole will take your whole car out. So local elections for me are what I'm more passionate about. I mean, no matter who is in, you're going to be all right.
All right. Well, let's move on. We have another year to talk about this whole year.
It's going to be a real long year. Trump going to have the news cycle tied up to the last minute.
Yes, and they love that because it's ratings, commercials, revenue. So they're ready for another Trump presidency because the news cycle is going to go crazy again.
That man is an entertainer, and we about to
be entertained for sure. Yes.
All right. Moving on. A New York jury has found Jonathan Majors guilty of one count of assault and one count of harassment. However, the actor was acquitted of the two other counts of assault and aggravated harassment from a split verdict. A split verdict is, what is a split verdict, Michael?
Where there's enough evidence to convict on one charge and maybe not the others, and so they select one of several.
I think this is unfortunate. I think if you watch the videos and all the evidence that has came out, it clearly, I don't think he should be guilty.
But did you see what the charge is that he was guilty of? Because he got her fingers off of his phone. Like peeling her fingers off of the phone is the assault that they said that he did. That's despicable. Like, can you believe they ruined that man's career over that bullshit? Like, I'm disgusted.
Also,
I believe it.
Over him picking her up and putting her in that truck, he was running away from
her.
He was running.
He ran a marathon.
Hey, did y'all see the clips of the cardio? It was so. I am an overweight woman. I was watching it. I was just like, I got to get my life together. I mean, the way they were cutting through, I was just like, I got to eat more vegetables. Listen,
hey, she almost got hit by a car and everything. Yeah, it was like a legitimate movie.
I really think that.
But her running, she was impressive.
I think this was not. Law was not. It was just not getting served.
Justice was not served at all.
I happen to believe, even with all this going on, I still believe that he made his bed and he's lying in it. He was also equally toxic. I mean, if you read through those text messages and stuff, he is not some innocent person who was being terrorized by this.
They were both toxic, but for it to escalate to this.
I'm not saying that it maybe didn't go too far, but they were terrorizing each other. And when you are terrorizing someone, and then you're messing with someone who has the same time that you have and this surpasses you, this is how you end up. I don't feel bad for him.
Let's look at this. This is when I was looking at the story the other day. Taraji P. Henson said something in an interview the other day, and I've always said it on this platform. I've always said it in our friend group. Our society has no room for cancel culture anymore. There's no room for it, because
I agree.
When there's no opportunity for you to redeem yourself,
for changing, for growing.
When you're canceled,
18 years
learning,
old, at 38, people change, and there's no room for change. I agree.
I miss the old days when like people can make a...
Hold on, everyone's talking. What'd you say, Daryl?
I said I think it's changing a little, because I was just reading something actually a couple of days ago about one of the networks coming to Roseanne about creating some new work. So I was like, oh shit, if she's gonna come back, then we got time for everybody to start dipping their toe in for real. It just took a while.
Not really, because one, she's a white woman, and two, she has Republican.
So look, so this is what I learned from having a white grandma, right? I think it starts with the white grandmas, because when my mom was pregnant with me, my grandma wanted my mom to have an abortion. And I ended up being like the closest out of my family to my grandma. And I remember one day, she was telling me, she was like, I will make so much change for you. And I'm like, shit, that's what we need, more white grandmas. I mean, not everybody's going to have a biracial kid, but white ladies in that age group, shit, they can make a difference. So if it starts with her, then we're at the start of it. That's what I'm saying. It might take a while, but other people will be coming back.
I do think that people are going to come back, but I also think that there has to be consequences. I don't necessarily disagree with what happened with Disney and them shutting him down to saying, like, we're a business and we want squeaky clean people, and this is a hot mess. The star of our dynasty is running through New York with some crazy white girl chasing him. Like,
but why can Robert Downey Jr. do all these drugs and come out of rehab and then be the star of Iron Man?
I'm a huge.
So why didn't this gentleman get the same grace?
But Robert was down.
You guys, hold on. We just can't talk at the same time. We can't do it.
Robert was down for a bit. They took a chance on Robert, and then it paid off. I mean, does anybody want to see Jonathan in movies right now? Maybe y'all do, but I don't think people really do. I don't think people really checking for him like that. And I think the court of public opinion is already looking at him like blah. Even if they think it was a bit much, I don't know that's I don't know that that's who they want to see. And even then, we have to be technical with that, because he played Iron Man, and Iron Man is a hot mess. And Robert Downey Jr. had been down for a while. When Iron Man came out, it kind of came out. It didn't come out to a lot of fanfare. Nobody knew Iron Man was going to do what it did. But Iron Man basically launched the Disney dynasty. They didn't know that would happen when that happened. So I don't know that that's the best comparison. But with that being said, he was a mess and she was a mess, and he stayed in it, and he didn't get himself out soon enough. And now all this is blown up. And I think that if businesses were to act like it didn't happen, that would also send the wrong message. I hate that he's maybe the sacrificial lamb of that, but you have to say no. It's not okay for domestic.
I just feel like so many other stars have gotten away with worse and haven't lost their roles, and they're making an example of someone that isn't even made to be an example.
Of talking about when it comes to men, to black men, I am so tired of the conversation being shaped around, well, white men get away with bad things. So no men should get away with bad things. All these men need to do better.
That's the society we're in, and it sucks. And he's getting, and it's not right what they did to him.
Men need to do better. I'm talking y'all people.
What I think will be interesting to see is what happens with this.
Oh, I give him 5 more months.
If I was her, I'd be on the way out.
Well, that was a PR stunt. He needed a Christian next to him.
Well, and this is the issue. I see you more on a red carpet. I see you more going to court than I do on a red carpet or in a movie. There's an issue with that.
Yeah.
Oh, this was a total PR stunt. I bet you they haven't even fucked.
Well, Michael, what do you think about the Jonathan Majors issue?
More of the same. Mildly entertaining, right? And on some level, look, they know the game when they get into this. If you slip up, it's going to be put on blast. So I guess I agree with Shaq, Hey, you have to be superhuman to last in these careers. Look at the robots that have longevity. It's Tom Cruise, right? What's he going to do? Jump on a couch? He should never have been in the situation. Sucks that he's paying this cost. Other people have gotten away with it, but no one said it would be fair.
And what we can't do is
Michael's disagreeing with me. Shocking.
Ah,
what we can't have is abusers or people accused of abuse, then just going on and being uber successful. You can't send that message, even if it's unfair to the guy who got in trouble, because the guy could have just not got in trouble. But it just is what it is. He should have.
Yeah, he was like you said, Shaq. He was a sacrifice, and unfortunately, it sucks for him. And I give him and that girl about 5 more months before she jumps to a new PR relationship.
All right. Well, from New York all the way over to Detroit, Anita Baker was in concert a couple nights ago, and everyone knows Anita Baker is a legend in the music game. She's one of my top 10 vocalists that I look up to. But unfortunately, she has been getting a little diva-tude, and this is not anything new. We're just now hearing about it because of the internet. Yeah. Anita Baker's always kind of been a diva. She has a huge history with a feud with Luther Vandross and Vogue and all those 90s artists. But she had people escorted out of her concert for taking pictures. So do we think this is good, bad, right, indifferent? What? I mean, I know when I'm on stage, it really pisses me off, like if we're in a dark theater and people are flashing, because sometimes it takes your mind away from what you're trying to do. You're trying to dance, sing, and do all that stuff, and then you have somebody.
Is she dancing, singing, and doing all of that stuff?
But she was just standing. She was just standing.
Oh, go
ahead. I can't hear you. You broke up, Michael.
Go ahead.
Say it again, Marcus.
No, I was responding to him. She wasn't singing or dancing. She was just standing there. So what would that affect her?
Right.
I mean, every artist is different.
Does she charge for pictures?
You might say it's cold in this auditorium, but Aretha Franklin did not. In the summertime, she requested the AC not be on while she's singing. Everything affects people different, when you're performing. Yeah. So
diva.
She don't like it, and she said something, and I ain't mad at her. And you know what? I'm one of those people. Why I definitely understand why people are annoyed by it. I'm also a short person, and phones drive me crazy. I ain't been able to see at a concert I've been to in 10 years, because everybody got it is what it is. I get where she coming from. She could have went about it better, but also again, like, she old, and I feel like
she's a legend. She can do what she wants.
People can do what they want, and if you don't like
agreed.
Daryl, what do you think about the whole Anita Baker thing?
Like I said, it's all about being a diva, right? So if she's a diva and we allow her to be a diva, let her have what she wants. If it's only pink Skittles, give her a motherfucking bowl of pink Skittles, right? Okay.
No, and that's
pink Skittles.
I mean, because I remember one time about hearing Mariah Carey at a Christmas show only wanted red and green M&Ms or something. So I'm like, so what? Give her ass red and green M&Ms. And then and Eminem came out with a bag of only green red M&Ms. Coincidence? I think not.
Man, old people be snappy. I feel like once you reach a certain age, you can do what you want, and we just need to let it go.
Well, that's the great thing about legends; they can get away with anything. Tamar, what do you think about it?
I ain't mad at Anita Baker. Like,
and I'm not mad, but what do you think about this? A lot more people are living to be 100. So damn, if she's 65, we say she's just going to be able to be a bitch to everybody for 35 years.
Yeah. No, we said legends, not every old person.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying there's lots of old legends, right? If there's lots of legends to us that are in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and there's a lot of like science and technology that's helping Betty Whites and Dick Van Dykes to live to be 100. So I'm just saying.
Dick Van Dyke is still alive?
Yeah, right, at 99.
98.
Or 98, something like that.
Marcus,
He said, "Is he?" You know what? I just think I've been seeing this happen. This is a trend. Like a lot of concerts, a lot of artists have been getting us upset stopping the concert because people are flashing. I think you should make it a rule of your tour. If you don't want people bringing fucking phones and they're flashing your phones, you need to say before you start, okay, guys, no flash. Because I've been to so many concerts where they have stopped the concert. Like I went and saw Donna Ross in Las Vegas, and they told us that we could not take pictures and we could not film. And if we did, they saw us, we were getting put out because she's older and she can't take all that flashing on her. So I think as an artist, you need to put that into perspective. I think the way she went about it and did it, I think it was kind of rude. Like she was being a bitch. I'm like, and I know that's what people have said about her in the industry a long
Like,
time.
ain't that on brand?
But baby, she was like, I was like, girl, like that. For me, I feel like as an artist, you are connecting with your fans.
Right.
And if someone's paying this money to come see you, you can say nicely, like, hey guys, I'm trying to perform. Please turn your cameras off. But the way she did it, I think it was kind of disrespectful.
If she seen no one in the world, I don't care what she say.
Well, I'm actually going to take my mom to go see her because my mom loves Nita Baker. But the way she's been looking and sounding and acting on stage, didn't have the nerve to charge $300 is.
Oh my God!
Worried about whether or not she can hit the notes.
Yeah,
a lot of these artists.
Oh my God, that's like.
She got that little shake and go wig on there. Whitney Houston used to wear, child.
Okay, so moving on.
Yeah, you gonna talk about
now this next story, I need everyone to just calm down. I'm gonna do it by bullet point, and then I'm gonna go to each person individually because there's a lot to unpack here.
This bitch.
So, Christian Keys is his name. He is an actor. He's done some stuff with Tyler Perry. He's done some model work. Let me see. I don't know if I downloaded that picture. I think this is one of his editorial photos. This is Christian Keys, very handsome guy. I'm not really familiar with all his work. I've seen him like really briefly. But this is now I know who he is. He has come out and said that there's a very powerful billionaire movie maker, filmmaker that propositioned him. I guess he woke up one night, and I'm paraphrasing everything, and this is all allegedly. He said he woke up one night in bed, and this individual was in the bed with him. And he said his mind was kind of racing. He didn't know what to do. Should he whoop his ass? Should he didn't know what to do. So then he said he got up and left, and the person tried to grab his penis one time, and then he tried to grab it again. So now the entertainment industry is going to be knocked wide open if he says who this person is, because he said a lot of his friends will lose jobs. It'll affect a lot of networks. It'll affect a lot of working actors. So does he come out and say who this person is? The industry is already abuzz about who it might be. It's people are saying it's one of the two. And this is where we are. So I've been talking to everybody about this all week, different friends, family members, see where everyone's head is at. A lot of people are thinking it's the same person. So let's unpack this. It's a lot. Shaq? What are you thinking about this story?
Listen, I have been hearing it, and I think that this is such a huge thing, right? And I think there's no way that this man speaks up without knowing that there's only one or two people that people are immediately going to think of, right? And that they are immediately going to believe it is. And so I think that him speaking up is for him. But with that being said, if you are not willing to name this person,
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, because this is too big. This is going to be too much of a bombshell. It's too much of a bombshell on our community, on us as a people, on the culture, for you not to. If it isn't the person that we think it is, you need to clear that person's name. If it is that person, you have to say it. I think in this instance, this is a situation where if you aren't willing to name, I mean, but also as a person who is a survivor of assault, I do get that sometimes you need to speak for you, and maybe you aren't ready or don't want to name anyone. It's just that given the type of person that he says it is and who it could possibly be, I don't know that. I think he needs to name the person, and if he's not willing to name the person, I don't even want to get caught up in the talk about it because we know who we immediately think of, and it's just like you can't just let this sit and not exonerate this person if this isn't the person.
Michael, what do you think about this?
You said it was 2 attempted penis grabs?
Allegedly.
And he was in bed next to him.
No. Well, from what he says, he was leaving at this time, the penis grab. He was at the door, and he was like, hey, let me,
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't want to minimize a sexual assault, right?
Right.
But this is the treatment that you get, at the gay bar, right? And at some point you have to say,
okay,
why now, and what's your angle?
I never thought of it like that. Okay.
This is the treatment you get at all bars. If we being technical.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it didn't happen. It was bad, right? But why sit on it for this long if that's all it was? I guess it's something about this doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it.
Well, let me say this. Everybody in this country saw Cassie win $100 million in 24 hours.
That part.
So
it's
why not? It's a new day.
Yeah, but Cassie actually named the person and had an attorney and had actual proof. This motherfucker just came out and said, hey, someone grabbed my dick twice. Guess who it is? But the thing is, he liked a post that said Tyler Perry was exonerated or some shit like that. So we know that it's not Tyler Perry. So who's going to be?
Mention any names?
Allegedly,
who we're talking about.
Allegedly, he likes a tweet that the person's like, well, I know it's not Tyler Perry because XYZ, and he actually liked the tweet. So now everyone's saying, okay, he's kind of clearing Tyler Perry. So who are our other suspects?
Why is he playing games about a sexual assault? This whole thing is just making me a little queasy. This is stupid.
Yeah, it's all for money.
Here's 2 things. There's apparently there's going to be a payday. We know that's going to happen if it has not happened yet.
But
secondly, he's going to have work now. And one of his complaints was he doesn't have any money in the bank. Who are they going to believe? I have $1,000 in my checking account. I'm not getting any work. It all sounds a little Jussie Smollett-ish. Ish. Not exactly, but ish.
But if we minimize a male talking about being assaulted, that does nothing for survivors.
I don't think we're minimizing it, but survivors need to come and say who it was. You just can't accuse a blatant, just can't put it in there and be like, hey, I got sexually harassed. If you're going to do this and say it in the public, you have to name the name.
Yeah, but
because now everyone can be a suspect, and that's not fair to them. Yeah, so if you're going to do something like that, you have to name the name.
So I think that's all just to us, you guys.
Hold on, Daryl, let Daryl talk. Go ahead.
So, like I said, I think that's all for our speculation. It's like this. So I just personally filed my own lawsuit because no attorney would take it. And I've had a little bit of correspondence I really can't talk about, but say this was his situation. Say he did have a lawsuit or something pending with said situation, people, company, or whatever. This could be a pull from his attorney and them like, look, if we want to have mediation and not have this go this far or whatever, let's put as much and go as far as we can without naming a name. So that way, when we get a drawback for the check, it's as much as it possibly can. Because yes, when you name a name, you get a lot of money. But if you're dealing with somebody that has billions of dollars, it's still going to be a lot of money for a settlement. And you have $1,000 in your bank account, whether it was 20 years ago or today, with a Me Too cancel type culture. Like, I do believe it's a get in where you fit in shit. Because if I'm broke, I know that, look, it's not an illegal hustle that he's doing, is it? Obviously, because he done slid through the cracks, just like the people who did the Subway lawsuit. The tuna ain't real. Shit, if I can get me a lawsuit for something stupid and get a payday, why not?
I think when you drop a name, you better have time. And you better have resources for whatever.
Right.
So I get why he ain't done it. With that being said, I don't want to talk about it till he drop a name, because.
But he's not gonna drop a name. This is gonna go away, and he's never gonna actually tell us anything.
I'd rather it go away.
I don't think it will. I think this is gonna backfire for him, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
If he get paid
I
enough,
do
he
think
won't
so.
care.
Well, anything is gonna be great to him, and he ain't got $1,000 in the bank.
Well,
Well, look, we never knew who he was till now, so it's already working on his favor.
I remember him from the Medea play way back in the
Oh,
day.
yeah, he was in a lot of stuff. And, you know,
I never knew him.
I mean, it's a crazy thing because there's just so many people they're just getting like thrown into the fire left and right. And honestly, we may not ever hear about the person. I think when you have like people that have been sexually abused, sometimes they don't know what to do but do a cry out for help. And maybe this is his cry out for help to see if somebody's just going to hear him. But we may not ever hear the person. I mean, it's kind of tricky. Like maybe the person that he's talking about, he tried to come on to and they said no. So now he's bringing this lawsuit up. We just never know. Like
is a billionaire.
We never know the backstory.
I'm not trying to do battle with somebody making $100K. So I'm just saying.
So I guess my question to you guys is
why I got kids.
I guess my question to you guys is, I pose it to anybody who wants to answer. This has been going on for the last 100 years, the casting couch method. I'm so glad to say I've never had to do it. Like even the little stuff I've done, like my talent has always got me in the room. If my talent can't get me in the room, I don't deserve to be there. So I don't necessarily agree with casting couch, but it's nothing new.
Right.
For men or women or gay or straight.
Yep.
Yeah.
So why is everyone making such a big deal about this, do you think?
Well, because everyone sees that you can make money off it now. That's exactly the reason. They can make some actual money off it. And they're dealing with their trauma.
We're listening.
I feel like that people are starting to they're starting to feel like they can come forward. And honestly, I wasn't there, but when I look at his video, I feel like there is some trauma. I don't feel like he's acting. I just don't know. Like, I agree with everybody. I think if you're going to come out and make this huge story, it's like, don't come out and say, well, there's somebody that touched me. It's like when you were in school, elementary, who touched you as a kid?
Yeah.
Tell me who it was. Don't sit here and like leave people on and have all these people coming up with these stories, because then you never know how, if it's not Tyler Perry, then you don't know how that's going to affect his business. And people counsel people all the time. So you can't not just say, well, this person did something, but I'm not going to tell y'all who it is. You guys have to guess.
I think
so we don't know if it's going to affect him. We don't know what's going to happen, because guess what? You have put a narrative out there for people to have a guess. And now people on this side may say, no, it's not him. But then people over here like, oh, well, damn, he did dress like Madeira. So girls, it must be true. So then now all his shit is starting to get canceled. So I think it doesn't look good for him. If it is true, he should just come out and be honest.
The issue is the word he used. When he said billionaire, he narrowed it down to a very
there's literally like only a couple billionaires that would sexually harass him, and that's
first of all, there aren't a lot of billionaires in the world in general. So
period.
It's a small list when you use that,
and that's why I feel that he's doing this for PR.
Because he could have said someone in entertainment, and it would have been enough.
Yeah, I left it like that.
In that specific phrase, he knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah. He opened up.
You know what he was doing. You don't just say billionaires for a reason. You know what I mean? You knew that they're going to literally spot down all these specific people.
I guess,
like you said, he could. Yeah.
I guess.
Let's see what happens.
There's really credible source. Well, and I don't know these people, but credible that we've always thought were credible in Hollywood that are coming out and saying, "Oh yeah, I know who he's talking about," or "I knew this 5-10 years ago."
Wow.
So, excuse me.
I said, "Wow."
Yeah. Claudia Jordan has come out and said, like, he told her this like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Vivica Fox said she knows who this person is. So unfortunately,
that's a good looking man. I can believe it. That's a good looking brother.
If Vivica said it, then I believe it. So they need to say the damn name. If because Vivica she stands on her 10 toes. If she said it, then I believe it.
Yeah.
So who is it? Ooh. This is juicy.
Well, they're saying it's either one or two people.
Can we allegedly name who the two people are for our fans out there?
One's last name rhymes with Larry, and the other last name
Larry.
Come on, Larry.
His first name starts with the L.
Lou Pearlman?
No.
I personally think that there could be a couple of Caucasian ones in there as well, because Matthew Lawrence said it happened to him for for the Marvel movie. So why could it not be one of those as well? We just assuming because we the black community and we know we like shit. Let's keep it in the community. No, let's push this one out. Let it be one of the white ones. You know
he's only worked with.
It's probably Bill Gates.
He's only worked with a couple of people.
He might have only worked publicly with a couple of people that we know of things we know about. But how do we know every little contract and every little deal that he done had?
He knew what we was gonna say, and if we know, he
knew what we was gonna say, but that don't mean nothing.
He would have said, it's not.
If it happened 20 years ago, which one of those was a billionaire 20 years ago is what I want to know.
Well, they couldn't have been a billionaire back then.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Now.
And he's been saying, so he didn't specify, right? It's all speculation. So that's the best part. We don't know.
Well, I have, from what Vivica and Claudia said on their podcast, it's one of those two people because they're very, very, very. They said it without saying it. Basically.
So you remember what I told you the other day, the story I was talking about, who I believe it is, if it's one of them, because that just is a crazy little thing that happened. And
who do you think it is?
So allegedly, so I think it allegedly might be Tyler Perry because I don't know if you guys remember, he had a restraining order put against one of his past secretaries or PAs or whatever it was. And I just thought it was kind of strange because I'm like, you're a big ass dude and you're putting out a restraining order against somebody who used to work against you, who technically shouldn't know where you are once you get outside of work, and there's security at work because I've worked on Tyler Perry Studios. So the only way you need a restraining order is when you're at home or when you're at the grocery store because he know where you are. And then I showed Ashleigh the picture of the said man and he fine as hell. So I was like, ain't this such a situation?
I think when you make a restraining order, it's something legally you have to have in case something were to happen. So I don't think
I don't know about all of that. I don't know. I don't have lots of lawsuits and they never.
I think the restraining orders are you're scared that someone's gonna come in your facility and beat your ass and fuck you.
Okay, hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying, you guys. I'm saying is when, let's say, God forbid, something happened to somebody who had a restraining order against somebody, I think that's why it's put in place. It's just a legal step, right, Michael?
No.
Hold on. Let the lawyer explain this. Michael, go ahead.
You don't have to have an underlying charge in order to get a restraining order. It is granted by a judge. It can be done in an emergency situation, and it's normally designed to protect somebody who is under a significant threat of fairly immediate harm.
Yeah. You literally, you go before a judge and you give your story and they decide.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you only get a restraining order when you really think of this man.
I'm scared of this man. Give me a restraining order and I'm Tyler Perry and I can afford to have a nigga killed and nobody would know it was me because I can pay so much, but I need a restraining order. Like I said,
that means that they were allegedly fucking.
Right. Stalking him in places where most people don't know he's going to go because most places he has security. So how he know them places? If you work for him on set, on studio, whatever, you shouldn't know none of that unless you know me personally.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
So allegedly. But I'm just saying that is a weird story, and it happened around the time when he had his kid and all of that. So I'm like, I wonder if he's trying to make sure any other type of things might be pushed away from him. So he's like, yes, I'm a straight daddy.
But let me ask you this: besides Tyler Perry, who's the person? The other person?
We didn't say it was Tyler Perry.
It's allegedly it could also be allegedly the creator of Star and Empire.
Oh, which is Lou Daniel Harris or some shit like that, allegedly. Lee Daniels.
I know how Marcus don't be knowing people's names and just be knowing names. Marcus gonna come up with a name.
Okay. Well, you guys.
Well, whoever it was, I'm sorry that.
Oh, this is juicy. I can't wait to see who it is.
You know what? I'm gonna say this story's not going anywhere anytime.
Nowhere.
No way. It's only gonna get better.
Talking about sorry,
Ooh.
one of our co-hosts texted me. I'm sure we'll be talking about it next week as well. So let's move on to I thought this story was really interesting.
Can we talk about Ashleigh hat?
And I wish Brittany or Kate were here to share the story. Share English story.
I want that hat so bad.
Nicholas Pugh is adopting his 51-year-old former gardener, positioning him to inherit $11.5 billion fortune. He's not leaving it to his family. He's leaving it to his gardener. And this guy is the inventor of the Hermes famous Birkin bag. The bag is $90,000. There's a waiting list for up to 2 years for this bag, among other things that he designs. He's leaving his whole fortune to his gardener.
That's weird. What the fuck did his family do to him?
I don't know.
No, the key question is, what did the gardener do to him?
Well, the gardener's married with 2 children, so it's not like he's like some gay old gardener. But it's like
you don't know what they.
I know that doesn't matter. I know that doesn't matter, but I'm saying, like, what did the Hermes family do that was so volatile that this man is leaving it to the gardener? That's what we need to figure out.
Nope. We need to figure out what the gardener did to him or has done for him. And
he planted some good flowers in that pot.
Okay.
He fertilized that thing.
On that note, we're moving to the next story.
That make you want to go get some shears, don't it?
Baby, can you fertilize me?
All right. So the Pope is in the news. Apparently, now let me get the story right because I don't want to offend any Catholics.
It's so shady.
It says that Pope Francis authorizes priests to bless same-sex couples if they don't confuse the ritual with the sacrament of marriage. Pope Francis has formally approved the priests are allowed to bless same-sex couples. However, the change in the policy does not include those seeking marriage at the church's belief that marriage between a man and a woman still remains. A new document from the Vatican's Doctrine Office outlines a change in the policy. According to the document, it states that those pursuing God's love, let me quote this, quote, the document states that God's love and mercy shouldn't be subject to an exhaustive moral analysis to obtain it. It is being reported that Pope Francis sent a letter to the 2 conservative cardinals that was published in October and suggested such blessings could be offered under some circumstances if they didn't confuse the ritual. The document continues to explain that blessings in question must be on a non-liturgical in nature and should not be conferred at the same time as a civil union, using set rituals or even with the clothing gestures that belong in a wedding. That's a lot.
Fake.
So, that's a lot. Shaq, you're shaking your head.
I think y'all are still one of the largest landholders in the world, and y'all was touching children for millennia. Now y'all want to tell me what my marriage ceremony can look like and whether or not it's okay, and I just don't find that interesting. I think everything that whole business with the Pope and all of that is foolishness to me. But I know it matters to people, and I'm a Catholic school. I graduated from a Catholic school. If they can't do nothing else, they can run a good school as long as you get through it without being touched. But again, back to what I said, that is y'all been touching. They long lost the moral authority on anything, and it just boggles my mind that anybody is still listening to them about anything. Because again, we still paying off children. Be quiet, but okay, if you care, you care. But what they essentially said is, if you're gonna get married, cool, but you can't get married the way we get married, and we be okay with it.
Exactly.
It's so hypocritical, but it is typical of
the Catholic
that whole institution. So, why don't they give away all their land to the poor people? Then we'll believe that y'all care. But they not.
What do you think about this story?
Oh, it's exhausting. It certainly isn't marriage as it should be. I think it's strange and a little reductive that all the major religions still try to base this stuff on sexuality in some way, right? Seems so obviously something that was designed to keep us fighting with each other. Can't we just let it go? Bless everybody.
Yeah.
This is gonna be. I'm gonna get maybe some flack for this, but you guys know I never care. I don't know why gay people are always in. They have their panties in such a twist about what other people think about your union. If me and my man love each other, we know we love each other. Why do you care what somebody else thinks? You know,
I don't think it's that we care what we think. It's that we deserve the right to feel equal. It's not a sense of like, why does they love each other just as much as we do? Why can't we be seen as the same? So
And
I don't think it's necessarily like we care. Go ahead, Chad.
Having attended Catholic schools and being a part of just being in the room with their little ecosystem, I do understand how it can affect them. If you are raised in Catholicism and you are raised in that religion, the Pope it's a big deal. It really is. Let's
not give Catholics too much because the church feels the same way.
Right, but it's similar to how we end up feeling in our own churches. Religion just still has a chokehold on people. It is what it is, and I get it.
And for someone like me, everyone knows I'm a believer. I'm a born again Christian.
Amen.
I believe that, well, first off, Jesus never said one thing about homosexuality. If we want to go down the rabbit hole,
thank you.
He never said one word about it. So, there's that argument. I don't want to get too deep into it, but yeah.
I just feel like with this whole situation, it's just another way of people controlling the narrative. It's not giving people freedom to get married under Pope Francis. It's giving them a way of saying, like, we'll let you do this if you do X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. So I just think that it's just a cover up for whatever they are doing. I mean, it's just everything's just a show. It's not real. And I feel like you shouldn't care what people think. Like when we got married, we ultimately got married just because we love each other. We got married. We had a drag queen as the officiant. Like we did our own thing because we wanted to do this because we were together. We've been together for a long time. And we did it just because we didn't give a fuck what people said. Yeah. But I don't ever want to feel like, I'm being controlled by the church. Because I want to do something a certain way. And I just think there's just so many stipulations when it comes to gay marriage, gay people. I feel like if you're in love with someone, do what you feel like is best for you and don't allow people to control what you do.
I feel like we are at a place in time where everybody wants to be in the conversation. Everybody is looking for clicks and attention. Everybody is looking for a little fame and infamy, including the church. And so they do stuff like this. They drop these little... they
don't care.
Inclusivity. It's not even real. It's just really we're going to get in the news. Everybody's in the news.
Yeah. Right? Because if it was real, they would have said, we accept you and we'll marry you. Not, hey, we'll accept you, but we still don't really want you to be a part of us.
Everybody.
It's sad.
Daryl, what do you think about the story?
I don't think he realized he on mute.
Oh, I don't think he...
You're on mute.
Baby, you're talking good. What'd you say?
Okay, right.
He kills it though.
So honestly, I just was saying it's very messy from a lot of different angles with something like this. And it touches so many different subjects. And I'm just like, I don't know. It's very ever evolving. So who knows how it'll be in another year and what'll be accepted and what'll be changed and stuff. So let's just keep praying for progress.
Like you just said, a whole lot of nothing. It is a whole lot of nothing.
You know what? I know if Trump is elected, we're next, you guys.
We're next for what?
Our rights.
We're next for what? To slavery?
I know. I said our rights as LGBTQ community. Yeah. They're already trying to.
Oh, you already know he's going to try to kill us.
They're already trying to. They did reverse Roe versus Wade.
Yeah.
So the next thing is going to be.
And even get an abortion again.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing where I've had to ask myself, like, if I'm serious about someone and I do want to get married, don't don't wait.
Don't stall. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, do it now.
You gotta get grandfather.
And that's one reason why we got married, because we was just like, okay, we don't know what's gonna fucking happen next year.
Yeah.
They could be like, we just thought ahead because it's just so much going on. And I mean, honestly, they don't want us having rights. That's just the reality.
They don't.
And so like he came in the house one day, he said, okay, we're getting married in a month. Okay, get ready. So it was just like one of those things, like we're basically securing our bag because we don't want them to be like, okay, well, you guys are in a relationship, but y'all are not married. So y'all can't do anything for each other, or you can't decide anything.
Exactly.
Like, what if one of us die? And you know,
do you feel like
you get it and get.
Do you feel like if they do you feel like if they appeal it, right? Do you feel like, and they don't give anybody any grandfather or anything, do you think you will still feel married? Because I feel like the part that they can deny is legally merging your two corporations as persons for that type of marriage. But like I said, what you said under the eyes of God will always stand. Like you said, whether it was under a drag queen or it's in India under a goat, like if your love is there, I'm saying like, I believe that, because I never wanted to get married with sign a legal document, because I believe when I get married, I don't necessarily believe in it being forever. So I want one of my vows to be like, instead of till death do you part, to be as long as love shall last.
Baby, what you said is very sweet, but I'm a 40-year-old woman, baby, and if it's one thing I learned is that the law of the land is the ruler.
So look though, but I'm saying about how do you feel about your marriage? So are you saying you won't feel like? So do you say you won't feel like that's your wife in your heart anymore? That's what I'm asking about.
Oh no, I'm not saying that whatever they do will invalidate everything. But what I am saying is that there comes a point in time in the United States of America where the thing that matters truly is the law.
Is that piece of paper?
So look, let's be realistic. And if we lose that, if we do lose that, do we want to stop doing marriage ceremonies if we lose that opportunity because they did that? Because like you said, that could be real.
Well, I don't think that they're implying that we need to lose that whole effect and like the whole marriage and everything. But what we're saying is like, that paper is very important right now, and we need to get it while we can. Because when we can't get it, it's going to be even harder for us to try to prove to society and to the law that we're a union. So it's really important.
But that's what I'm saying. So I'm very built different because I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of that. Who gives a fuck about any of them people? What that got to do with me and my life and my household? Because I pay my bills.
Well, you know, God forbid, like your husband's in the hospital. You know, only your husband can like visit you or like give you like, you know, there's a lot of like laws.
So I just literally went through my boyfriend dying and being 79 pounds in the hospital with lymphoma, and his mom trying to block me out, even making it so I didn't know what hospital he was. And I found his ass, and we were living in Florida, okay? And I found his ass and became the one that was living in the hospital with him and rehabbed him. So there, but look, and that's what I'm saying. They're always going to try to make us go through this shit. So I wasn't denying anything that y'all were saying. So like I said, so what happens if they take that away? Is motherfuckers going to stop fighting? Because they can say, oh, that ain't happening no more. I'm still going to fight the same way.
Yeah, and I agree.
We're absolutely going to still fight.
It's just that
we're absolutely going to still fight, but if we can actually get some winning points and get ahead of the battle, then we need to do what we got to do.
I'm not a lawyer, I don't know, but I know that we have our actual marriage license that's legal by the state of Texas that says that we are married. And like I mean, if you have legal documentation, there's nothing that this government can do. I mean, they can try.
They can do to what though? Like I said, there's not much that can happen to you besides families trying to contest money and going in the hospital.
I mean, Michael.
But how many people are going through that on a daily basis for the legal to matter? And I'm gonna ask this to the lawyer, like I said. So when it comes to being married and like the whole legality of signing the paper and stuff like that, to somebody in the legal matter or in the legal area, is that like the main part of a marriage that you guys focus on is because it's a legally binding contract, or is a lot of the heart and affection of a marriage come into stuff like that too, especially in divorce and shit?
So before we got married, we actually
the longest question in the history of questions, right?
That happens. I'm trying to learn and educate myself.
I'm gonna be real with all of you. I've lost the plot on this. This is well-tread ground. We should be able to get married. Let's keep it moving, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Why does my question have to be denied if we're talking about the sensitivity of a man? Why would I be bypassed? That's ignorant.
Yeah.
Oh,
You could
wow.
say, I'll handle your question later, but why just be like, oh, let's move past that? And I was in the middle of something. Like I said, every man matters just like every woman matters. So there's a better way to handle that, especially when you're dealing with people that could be watching. Just saying, no, I'm
Well,
ready to move on.
Oh.
um,
You know me, girl. I'm a Taurus.
we're getting spicy. This is the
This
conversation.
is-
We're all come from different backgrounds. Some of us know more about something than others. So let's all try to educate each other and support each other. But yes, like I said, it's getting spicy. Let's move
It
on
got pretty
a little
spicy.
bit.
Spicy. I'm as
Let's
cool.
just lighten it up a little bit with my favorite part of the show.
Fashion Files!
Fashion files.
Ashley, I have to say, ever since we started doing Fashion Files, I feel like such a fashionista.
You are.
Good. That's
I know
the
I've been learning.
That's the point of the show.
I've been learning so much. Like, I truly feel like, I mean, even though some of my outfits do look crazy to the kids, I know that Ashley would approve.
All right, well,
I still dress like a grandpa, but I feel really smart with it.
let's start. Let's go. Let's start our fashion journey. So we have there's a lot of enough events that happened 2 weeks ago where we had like 20 looks, but there has been some stuff going. Art Basel was in Miami last week.
Yes, so much fun.
What else? The Balenciaga fashion show in LA was a couple weeks ago. So let's get into some of these looks. So we have, let me get my list out.
I love when this happens. I just want women.
I can go get my cowboy hat.
Our first look, we have DeCallan Metcalf. He's in the Vetements and Balenciaga.
What's happening?
His Vetements is a hoodie that retails for $750, and the skirt is Balenciaga. It retails for $1,600.
Yes.
Michael.
He looks underwhelmed. I think that's maybe the way I can say that. This is not it. Listen, we can't just slap everything on and call it fashion. If I can pick anything I like, the boots are good.
Okay. Like boots. All right. Shaq.
This look like some shit. My 4-year-old, because my son is 6 now, so he's really into gender right now. This is boy stuff. This is girl stuff. But around 4, he was super open-minded, and this looked like an outfit he would have put on.
So I don't know if you guys remember, about maybe 2 months ago. What did I tell you guys?
That skirts would be in.
And now this is a basketball player.
I think this is hot. I love it. I think it's hot. He's rocking it. I mean, you have to have some certain confidence to wear this. I mean, the whole outfit is together. I mean, remember, he's not going to the grocery store. He's walking into the premiere of a huge ass stadium for his game. He's killing it.
Daryl, what do you think?
I think it's cute. The last time I was on here, I think we had something about Beyonce and Vetements because I was asking questions about is it used clothing that they're charging so much for? Because I wasn't sure. But I mean, like I said, it looks like now. Oh, and I did find out that yes, Vetements was charging y'all all that money for scraps that they found in the heaps. But anyways, it still looks like now. You know what I mean? That's what I can say about it. It looks now.
All right.
I love it.
Oh, okay. I like to see men in suits. I just don't let
I like a dapper
Honey,
man.
It's not 1932. Get over it.
Tamar, what do you think?
I'm here for this. I will rock this whole look. It's very.
Tamar, you would look so good in it.
You said what?
You would kill this fucking look, by the way.
Oh yeah, no. And for me, I would actually throw on a heel with this because I'm gonna go outside in heels, skirts, whatever. I mean, like if you honestly think about it, back in the day, back in like Viking days, they wore skirts, they wore kilts. So this is giving me kilt vibes. It doesn't give me a skirt vibe, it's giving me kilt vibe.
Okay, moving on. So we're gonna go through these looks fast. Next we have come on, computer. I need a new MacBook so bad. We have
Black Friday.
We have Alan O and Jill Sander. Now I love some Jill Sander. He's also a basketball player. Whole look, Jill Sanders from head to toe. This coat is actually sold out. You can't get it anywhere anymore.
I like the coat.
Like in a week.
I don't like the combination.
All right, I'm gonna go to each one of you. Remember, Shaq?
I like that one. I mean, I think he look. I like men when I like to see men get creative. I'm not opposed to that. This one works for me.
Okay, Michael, what do you think?
I think this is really great. And functional too. Like I could see myself wearing this traveling, right? Take off the coat, kind of resort wear.
All right.
Show up in this anywhere.
Brittany, what do you think? Where's Brittany? Did she freeze?
I don't think she's been.
I don't think she's been with us all evening.
She hasn't been on the show.
She just joined us.
Brittany!
I don't know where she went.
If they made that coat in fat, I'd rock the shit out.
All right, you guys.
I mean, really, he's a big dude, so that coat will probably fit you if you think about it. You just take the extra fabric off the bottom and get it tailored.
I'm with the shit.
Okay, so you guys, it's gonna be a yes or no, yay or nay. Tamar, yay or nay?
I like it.
Okay, Daryl, yay or nay?
Yeah, I like it.
Can y'all hear me?
Brittany, yay or nay?
We can hear you now. I heard somebody.
Hi, y'all.
Hey,
Hey,
Brittany.
Brittany!
I miss y'all so much.
We love you. We miss you, babe. Welcome.
What do you think about this look, Brittany?
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love that pink jacket. I love the fit. I love it.
Okay. Let's go to our next look. Ooh, okay. I like this look. I don't know how everybody's gonna feel about it. This is, let me get his name right.
I ain't gonna like it. Wow.
Jared Vanderbilt and Rick Owens. He's also, I believe, a basketball player. Let me find it.
Okay, basketball files.
I ain't gonna like it. I ain't got no style. He got actually.
Oh, you guys know what? It's not loading for some reason.
You do have style, Shaq.
I'll show you. I don't know if you guys can see this.
Oh, I
That's like Soulja Boy.
That.
So it's Rick Owens leather pants with a Rick Owen hat and Rick Owen boots.
I would wear
It
that.
looks
I love
very
that.
Lil Uzi Vert. Very Lil Uzi Vert is how I feel like.
Yes, that's what the rappers are wearing.
I'm going through
Yeah.
yeah or nay, Shaq.
Yeah, I liked it, that one.
Michael,
Yes.
I can hear you. What'd you say?
Yes.
Okay. Tamar,
Love.
Brittany,
Absolutely loved it.
Daryl.
Toot bitch.
Okay. Moving on. We have
I'd also say yes, thank you.
okay. We have Nicki Minaj and Louis Vuitton. Brittany, what do you think about this?
It's not.
I can't hear Brittany. Shaq, go ahead.
She looked like she's starting to wear white diamonds.
Okay, Michael.
Love it.
It's giving white diamonds.
Michael, what'd you say?
Love it.
Okay, Tamar.
It's okay.
Okay, Daryl,
Makeup is fierce.
Marcus,
Yes.
and Brittany. What did you say?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can.
I was just saying that I don't really like this look on her because I feel like it's like I like her body, I like her shape, so I like it more when she's giving body. So this isn't really one of my faves from her.
Okay, moving on. We have Kim Kardashian and Balenciaga, and that Hermes bag is probably
A couple $100,000,
What'd you say?
a few $100,000.
It's at least 200,000.
Yeah,
At least, because the
Wow.
ones are 90. So,
yeah.
Shaq, yeah or nay?
She made that hoodie look real expensive.
It is. I think that Balenciaga hoodie it retails for I think 16. Mike, what do you think?
$16.
200.
Oh, okay. I'm still stunned.
Michael, what do you think?
I like it.
Okay. Tamar,
Love it.
Marcus,
Love it.
Daryl.
I love it.
Okay. We are loving a lot tonight, you guys. We have Willie Tyler. Next, we have Willie Tyler and Balenciaga. He was at the runway show in LA.
Baby.
Daryl, what do you think?
So it kind of reminds me of the Kanye West video, you know, when they were in the big suits or whatever. Like that's what it's giving me. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Brittany, what do you think?
She's a hoe. She's a hoe.
Brittany? Okay. Michael?
It's all right.
It's a what?
It's okay.
Okay. Tamar?
No.
Marcus?
I love it. The body's giving, the style's giving. This is perfect. It's beautiful.
I love it too. Shaq?
He looked like he stole his daddy coat.
Mm-hmm.
He 12 and he stole his daddy coat, and now he's trying to look cool, and I don't approve. But if it makes him
No way, it's definitely tailored to not like look like his daddy's coat. It fits perfectly besides the arms.
If he didn't have a mustache, you would think he was a 5-year-old in his daddy's coat. I don't want to hear what y'all know. What
All right, let's move on.
Make him look younger. That's everybody hates Chris in his daddy's coat.
All right, we have Monica.
Ooh.
She is wearing, let me get this right. I don't want to get it wrong. She's wearing Balenciaga hoodie, Chanel purse, Chanel riding boots, and Kai by Kylie Jenner coat.
You're on too many labels.
Shaq.
You know, this woman never misses, and I don't necessarily hate this, but it looked busy.
Okay. Michael?
She looked busy.
Michael, what do you think?
I think one of those things is not like the other. The coat cheapens it for me.
Okay. Natasha said, looks like one of the cartoons would stand on top of someone's shoulder.
I told y'all that's what he looked like.
Okay. Kim Chandler says, boots look like old lady. Well, they're riding boots. So, yeah. Daryl, yay or nay?
Yes, sans coat.
Okay. Tamar, yay or nay?
Nay.
Marcus?
Yay, it's cold as fuck outside. She needs a coat.
Brittany?
Real cold. Look at her legs. No.
Is Brittany still with us?
I think, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I love this. I love this look on Monica.
I could see you actually rocking this, Brittany.
Right? You know I would. I love this whole look on her.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's go to, did I get everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. Our next look, our girl Nene was at the White House for the White House annual Christmas party.
Yes.
She's wearing Armani Privé.
Oh, mine.
Armani Privé from head to toe. Shaq, yay or nay?
I drink her bath water.
Okay, Michael, yay or nay?
Nay.
You said nay?
Nay.
Okay. Tamar, yay or nay?
I love it. Yes.
I love tall women.
Okay, Daryl?
Yes, I'm Mariah Carey. No on her.
Brittany?
Looking like a sequoia.
I like it. I've been liking what Nene's been doing lately. She's been
Nene's been looking rich lately. That's what she's
giving very much rich. I like it.
Donald Trump check.
That coat is Armani Privé. The coat, I want to say that coat is like $12,000 just for that coat alone. She's been looking rich, so. And I don't see any other housewives at the White House.
I'll be her gardener.
Well, Wendy was just at the housewife from Potomac, and I say nay.
What'd you say?
I say nay. I don't think it's really fitting her body right. I'm sorry.
Hater.
I'm not a hater. I just crush a lot.
Okay, moving on. We have Jared Leto and Gucci.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Jared.
Shaq, yay or nay?
I don't know how I feel about this rich white woman.
Okay, Michael, yay or nay?
I like it. Yay.
All right, Brittany?
No, I don't like this one.
Okay, Tamar?
I love it.
I love it too. Daryl?
I just wish it would have been a little bit tighter in the crotch to show off that huge bulge he has.
All right. Moving on. We have Marlo Hampton and Dolce & Gabbana.
Beautiful.
Shaq, yay or nay?
You know, I like the tall women. Is she tall?
Mhm.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I don't know what's going on with the gloves and everything. Is that like the outfit? Or
Yeah.
the gloves?
The
That's
gloves
the
are part. It's a shirt.
How did she get inside of that? Did she have to get in like a little kid? They had to pull it in and help her. I don't know
why you guys just can't say yay or no.
Oh my bad.
I
Yeah.
don't get it. Michael, yay or nay?
Yay.
Brittany. Brittany. Okay. Tamar.
No.
Shaq.
Yeah, I like it.
Did I get everyone? Daryl?
Nay.
Okay, moving on. Oh, who did I not get? Marcus?
It's okay.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Marcus, do you like it or no?
I love it.
Okay.
Do y'all think when she put her hands in, her fingers went into the right spot at first?
How does she wipe her ass?
I feel like it took her a while to kind of get it together, you know?
Moving on, we
Okay.
have the Rena ladies in Balenciaga from head to toe. This was at the Balenciaga runway show in LA. I think they were best dressed. Tamar, what do you think?
Yes.
To me, and why I say best dressed is because this is quintessential Balenciaga. Like
Mhm.
Balenciaga by looking at it.
Is that Lisa Rinna?
Yes, and her dog.
Yeah, she looked great.
Michael?
I agree with you. Perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Shaq?
It's giving Fashion Power Ranger, and I dig it.
Yeah. Marcus?
I do.
Yay.
It look like rich Powerpuff Girls or something. I like it.
Daryl?
It's serving.
Brittany? I don't know what's wrong with Brittany. Who didn't?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, Brittany. What do you think about this Balenciaga look? Hello. Okay, did everyone say something about the outfit?
Yes.
It's cool.
All right, so
Like they can fight.
that was our fashion files for the week. Let's move on to Come Sit on My Couch, our last segment for the show. So I had one question we were going to talk about, but then I ran by this post on Instagram. This is going to be deep, I think. Cameron Diaz is in the news for saying married couples should normalize having separate bedrooms in houses.
Rich people.
Right?
You can afford it, sis.
She was on somebody's podcast. I don't know whose. And she.
You left the comment up there that you highlighted.
Oh, okay, I'll get it. What do we think about this?
I mean, every relationship has their own thing. You know what I mean? So whatever makes that relationship works, it makes it works. If she can sleep in one room and her husband sleeps in another room, who are we to judge? Every relationship has their own thing that makes it work. So I support her.
Michael, what do you think?
You know, I think it all sounds good in theory, but there's something to be said about having to share space to work out the problems, right? So yeah, separate room, separate home, but you got to put in like 15 years first.
Yeah.
Okay, Tamar, you're newly married, but you're not newly in a relationship. So I'd like to hear your take on this.
So we've been together almost 6 years, and we sleep in separate rooms sometimes just because, like, we like different TV. So I agree with Marcus. I think it depends on the relationship for us. If I fall asleep, we have a sleigh bed in our dining room. So if I fall asleep in the sleigh bed, he's not gonna get mad. Like, why you didn't come to bed? Like, it's just some days I just decide I want to sleep in the living room because I'm listening to like meditation music, or maybe stand up late. Because if I'm off, I'm staying up watching Netflix all night. So I'm gonna be up. So I think when you're in a relationship, you have to do what's best for your relationship. And if you want to sleep in a separate bedroom, sometimes, I mean, sometimes we need space from our loved ones. And so, like, it doesn't make it seem like it's not like I don't love you. It's just sometimes we just need our me time, and and that's okay.
And I feel when a relationship is true and like you guys know each other and respect each other, you're not
Yes.
gonna get offended if they want to sleep in the other room for a night because it's like, hello, you know what I mean? So it's all about, like I said, the dynamics of that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think when you look at the things that we have, like she sheds and man caves, I think that's like the broke people version of this, having a place that you can go sometimes, right? Because realistically, if we both got 9 to 5s and we got 2 kids, we might not see each other till we go to bed.
Right.
Sometimes you need some spaces, so that's where those are affordable ways of, or the office, and I spend time in my office, and she spends time there, and she goes to the garage, or those are. So I think that what she's saying, we already kind of do in a way, but I also think again, it is a very there's a level of freedom you need to have. Never mind, I agree that the relationship needs to be in a place that can handle it, but I also think there's just a level of financial freedom for you to say something like that, to be able to do it and maintain the relationship. Can you afford to have separate residences? Do you have the type of work schedules where y'all can see each other? I think it's a level of maybe not even, I want to say it's privilege. It's a level of privilege where you can make a statement like that. And I think if you can get to that level, good for you. I mean, whatever works.
Daryl, what do you think?
It's a privilege.
So I actually grew up like that. My dad and my stepmom, even today, they still have separate bedrooms. So like it's kind of always been a part of my lifestyle because, of course, when they was doing it or whatever, you know what I'm saying, they would fall asleep in the same room. But other than that, he's in his room watching sports, she's in her room watching Lifetime, and you know what I'm saying, we meet up for dinner, have dinner, and everybody go back to their space. Luckily, I got the living room with the big TV, so I ain't care.
Yeah. And do you have the space for it? I think that maybe
like you said, the space really does matter because even this, like we weren't in the largest of space. We just had, you know what I'm saying, like a 3-bedroom apartment. But even then, once I moved out, they just moved to a 2-bedroom, and now they got this little 2-bedroom apartment for just them and they 2 rooms. But I'm like, yeah, if you want to sleep separately, like I said, do that. Yeah. Someone might snore, someone might like it hot, someone might like it cold, all those things,
So I guess my question is, what happens when that space starts creating something else?
Well, they're still together after all these years, so I don't see no signs of them slowing down.
But what do you mean creating something else?
Well, this is just part. I want to expand on this conversation. What happens when that person gets used to sleeping in a different room and
I mean,
saying, is there room for somebody else to come
that's
in that room?
No. I'm just saying, what happens when they get used to that and that starts? It's a snowball effect. I've seen it happen with.
I don't think it's a snowball effect. I think it's just you want to get a good night's rest. I think that's what it comes down to.
Relationship, then it's going to cause a problem. But I don't.
Yeah, but I feel like if it's a healthy, real relationship, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you just want to get a good night's rest. What if the person snores too much? What if they stay up late? What if you want to read your book and they don't like the light on? There's so many different factors about it. So it's nothing about whether the relationship is wrong. It's just you guys have your space. I don't think anything will snowball, because if something snowballs, it's not because you're sleeping in separate rooms. It's because some other shit's going down. You know what I mean?
You have intimacy issues, or if the relationship isn't very yet.
Absolutely.
Then, but again, I don't even think that's about the separate rooms. That's about
at all.
I'm more of a clingy person. I want to be with my person, and so I think for me, it's tough if I don't trust that we're okay. And then I need you to take care of me in other ways so that I can feel comfortable with you.
Well, you know what? I'm the same way. I'm super clingy as well. But if you're fucking snoring and I need my sleep, I'm going to go to the guest room and I'm going to sleep in the guest room that night because I want a good night's rest. You know what I mean?
I think something like snoring should just be part of the relationship. I mean, if you're going to be together for the rest of your life, the rest of our lives, then that's something you're going to have to deal with.
I'll step that.
Yeah, but if you can deal with it in another room, why wouldn't you? Why should I conform? Why should I conform and make myself uncomfortable while you're having a good night's rest?
I guess
I need a good night's rest as well.
My thing is, what's the point of being together then?
Yeah.
If you can't
What's the
take
point of
Because
not
of
getting good night's
snoring?
rest?
if you can't take something simple as a snore,
Oh,
I
so
mean,
I understand what you're saying, though. You're talking about as far as the commitment. If you love a person enough, snoring should not be a reason to make you want to be in bed with them.
if you love that
Type
person
shit.
enough, you're gonna tell them to take a damn sleep apnea test.
if you love
Or
if
you
you
can
love
just
yourself enough, excuse me, if you love yourself enough, you're gonna do what you have to do to get a good night's rest. When you
Exactly.
love yourself,
So,
then you
you
can
might
love
have to
everybody
be
else.
you might have to be single then.
or you
but
can
so
just
look
or you
I
though.
can
mean,
just
I'm not
say
So
single, so
there's
or
actually a
you
lot
can
of
just
research showing
tell
nowadays that most kids are staying single, like the 20s and stuff like that, are staying single because
Yeah.
they would rather focus on their self health over being
yeah,
in a
that's
relationship and making someone else
crazy.
happy.
I would never
So
lose my sleep over someone. No way at all. If you're
I
this is
mean,
snoring,
what we
baby,
do.
stay in the
I've
room.
been with snorers and it doesn't make me lose my sleep because when I'm asleep, don't nothing phase me. But I am
Well,
saying
I'm
I
a
hear
very
both
light
sides, you
sleeper.
know.
I'm a very light sleeper. A pin drop will wake me up. So
Okay, yeah, so that's
Hey,
right. So if you tell your
I'm
man, get your ass in the other room.
going through a
yeah.
situation now with the person I'm dating where I like the fan on and she don't. I don't know where
Mhm.
we're gonna end up on.
Wait, say
Yeah,
that
look, I
again.
hate the
What?
fan. I
Hold
hate the
on, hold on.
fan.
Say
The
that
other
again.
I
You
I
what?
like
I'm
the
on my
fan on.
podcast. She looks
I love the
amazing.
fan. And then the woman I'm dating, she does not like the
Wait,
fan.
come
And
in.
so it's a thing where
Wait,
she
you
has
guys.
the fan on.
I'm sorry. My niece just had her little prom and she's crashing it. Say hello. She looks so beautiful.
Right, you looking real. Is that Lotto? Is that Lotto? I better get an autograph
Get
while
out
you
of here. We
playing
love
over
you.
there.
She back from the
You
prom.
dang
Oh, you got
kids.
a good one.
We love you.
What so what we do in our relationship,
Yeah, what do we do
because
about this fan? I've been cutting it off.
what we personally do, we have days where we sleep separately, but it's all about communication. If you want me to sleep with you, just say I want you to sleep with me. I will come sleep with you. But I mean, we just have our days like we don't always sleep apart, but also too, I have days where I just want to watch TV and I stay up all night and I don't disturb him while he's sleeping. But when I'm getting ready to go to bed, I will go get in the bed. But some days I just fall asleep on the couch or in the sleigh bed, and it
And again,
doesn't.
it's all about the dynamic of the relationship. Every
Yeah,
relationship has, just because one relationship you have to be together and sleep together and do everything, that doesn't mean that the other person has to do that. It's all about the respect and the relationship that you guys have together. And that's
yeah.
what makes it work. That's why some people are together for 3 years, and that's why some people are together for 33 years. It's all
And
about the communication.
And it should also be why, when you go into your relationship, you think about shit like that. Because when you talk to a person, you want to say, I like X, Y, and Z. Do you like
Yeah,
this? Just like, do you want kids? Right. Do
absolutely.
you snore? Do you need your space? Do you like to cuddle? Because my current relationship does not like to cuddle, and I do not care
Thank
because I will
you.
still scooch all the way up in it. You better go sleep somewhere else, but we ain't got the space.
So me and Hector, we haven't. It was never a thing of okay, let's talk about let's how to make this work. It's just we've been together almost 6 years, and it's just working things out. Like
Yeah.
I'll watch a couple shows.
Yeah,
'Cause
you got
we
to
don't like the same thing. We have like 2 shows we like the same. So I'll watch a couple of my shows and I'll say, babe, do you want to watch the TV? And he'll take the remote, he'll watch a show of his, and we'll switch off like that. It's like so we don't have to be in separate rooms, but when we do want to just be in he comes out on the couch and watches his wrestling, and I'll stay in the room and watch my Dynasty. I mean,
Right.
but we
I
do.
think you have to compromise.
Oh, you have to, yeah.
What I'm finding is that you kind of got to find out whether or not your lifestyles match, right? And I think that if you want someone who's always in the bed, you just need to be with somebody who's always in the bed.
Yeah.
Period. I just think
Because
Yeah, but I
look,
mean,
you're gonna know what you want in the beginning. Because I do remember this. Me and Ashley was talking, and like you said about your relationship, you had specific things that you talked about in the beginning. So that way, once you knew that those were the things you cared about, right? All the rest of the stuff is pushed to the side. We know we have this in common. Let's work on everything else. So that could just be one of those things too. Is right. Do you need a separate room? Like I said, just be if you care about it enough, you'll bring it up. If it's not that big a deal, then
exactly.
right. Don't complain
Doesn't
about it
matter.
5 years later. Don't be like, oh, now it's a
Exactly.
problem with your snoring.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it wasn't before.
Yeah.
You must be.
Exactly. You can't just
Yeah.
like 6 years in the relationship be like, oh, by the way, I can't fall asleep anymore. Bitch, what happened for the last 5 years? So
Right.
Ashley, I do agree in that sense. It's like you just can't bust out like the wait, you're snoring now? Like, no, bitch. We've been snoring for 7 years. Now you want to get a separate room. So it's all about like being transparent and doing it from the jump. So
Well, my girl
Right.
didn't
absolutely.
want to hear my fan, and I didn't want her to leave, so I cut the fan off. I find that I preferred her to the fan. So you
Right.
know, you figure it out.
So look, what you need to do, you know them little mini fans they have at the hospital that be like this big around? Get you a little mini
funny,
fan that clips to the
Yeah,
side and just put it on you, you know?
Because I'm like, you need to get in the bed. Like, we're gonna find a way to make it work. So I guess
Okay.
it's about what's important to you, I guess.
Yeah, oh, that's sweet.
So, I think that was a good come sit on my couch question.
Yeah, that was a bomb one.
Question.
I want to live in a world where we can have all that separate stuff and still be able to make it work. I want that.
Okay.
I love Come Sit on My Lap. It's my favorite segment.
Okay.
He said the couch.
Not the casting couch though.
So that was our show for tonight. Please like and share. Like
right there.
Yes. I'm mad we ain't get to talk about celebrities not giving their kids no money, but okay.
Next week. So I think is Christmas Monday? Christmas is Monday, correct?
Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Yes.
God. So yeah, next time you see us will be what is Wednesday next?
Wednesday.
Wednesday is the
It'll be the
27th.
27th.
Okay, so you'll still see us in the year. It won't be the new year yet, but
Last show of the year.
thank you for joining us tonight, Daryl. Thank you for coming to hang out with us.
Thank you.
We love you, Daryl.
Thank you guys.
To our other co-hosts who aren't here, Brittany, Kate, Brandy.
We miss you.
We miss you. We'll see them next week, hopefully. All my cast stay on. Our viewers, thank you again. Like and share, and we'll see you next week.
We love you guys. Take care. God bless.
Bye, guys.